everyone, welcome to The Pulse. I am your host, Desirée Perez, and I am here with Daria once again.
Yay.
Thank you for joining me. You are back with us.
Thank you for having me. I'm super excited. I'm happy I keep getting to do this with you. We've
Yeah.
kicked Peter out totally.
I know.
Love it.
Gone completely. Okay, so we are at Napoli today. I know one of your favorite places
Yes,
as well.
it is.
You've had a lot of the dishes here, and they're absolutely amazing.
Yes, we had fun the last time. Got to try different pizzas. We had the pasta, and
Yeah.
I'm happy that we're back for some more.
Yeah, okay, so everything looks delicious here. What do you want to start with first today?
Let's work our way this way. I feel
Okay,
like
yeah.
if we're not doing
starters.
a segment, yes, this
Yeah,
would be the
the
appetizer.
starters,
We
yeah.
have our spinach and artichoke crostini
Yeah,
here,
which
and
looks amazing.
I'm
Delicious.
a big fan of
Yeah.
spinach and artichoke dip. And then you throw bread into the mix
Yeah.
and melt it. All right,
Okay.
let's dig right in.
That's gonna sound very crunchy. Yes, of course. How is it? You're like 100%. You love it. Hey, it looks really delicious. I can't wait to try it myself.
A mouthful.
Okay.
Fantastic. It is super creamy, and you can taste all the different flavors of the spinach and the artichoke.
Can you taste the artichoke? That's what I'm interested in, because I love artichoke when it's done so well and it has that flavor.
You can, but I also have to comment on the bread. The bread has a fantastic
Yeah.
flavor to it. It's toasted just enough that it's nice
Yeah.
and gooey in the middle,
Yeah. Ooh,
where
I
the
love
spinach
that.
and artichoke
I
right
love
on,
that.
is on top, but the outside is nice and crusty. I'm
Yeah.
sure you could hear loudly from my
Yes.
microphone the crunch when I bit into it. Perfectly cooked, perfect flavors, and perfect portions of your spinach artichoke mixed together with the cheese. Absolutely
Amazing.
love it.
I mean, you can't go wrong. Bread, cheese,
You can't. And
gooiness.
what's
Yeah.
fun too is when you are, looking to order out somewhere, you're looking to go out to dinner in Hoboken. You want a restaurant that has options.
Yeah.
So it's fun to be able to have a place that will, have a fun spin on a crostini and throw in a spinach artichoke into the mix, while also being able to stick to some of the more traditional items as well, which is what we'll get into
Yeah.
on our next dish. But I love that they have fun with their recipes and their menu, and they always
Yeah.
come up with something fun
Yeah,
like
they're
this.
very accommodating with all
Yes.
of the dishes, especially like
Yes.
pieces as well. Which
Yep.
You can do so.
Yep.
Okay, so let's go now onto our pasta here. This is the chicken francese.
Chicken
Over
francese.
linguine.
Yes, and this looks almost too pretty
Oh,
to eat,
So good, yeah.
but I
Looks
have no
delicious.
problem doing it. All right, I'm gonna attempt to get
Okay.
a little bit of everything. I'm gonna put
Yeah,
my
go
pasta
on.
twirling skills
Yeah.
to use.
It smells delicious. It
Smells
smells from here.
fantastic.
I can smell the lemon as well.
And the presentation is absolutely on point.
Yeah.
All right, so we're gonna take a nice bite
on.
here.
Yeah.
Mm.
I'm like enjoying it from afar as well. What do you think?
Oh, the lemon. Oh my goodness. Fantastic flavor. The lemon has such a nice kick, and the sauce, the
Yeah.
francese sauce, is your perfect mixture of like creamy but very, very, very light. Like, I know this is chicken and pasta. You're looking at it, maybe this isn't a summer dish. This is so light and refreshing with the kick of lemon and that light sauce.
And you're a pasta kind of person.
I am
so,
a pasta kind
yeah.
of person, so I know my pastas, and this is really, really good. And I have to say, my dad watches all these segments,
Yeah.
is a huge chicken francese fan, and this is the first place we're coming to, maybe Father's Day, maybe next year, we'll figure it out, but this is really, really good. Fantastic.
Okay. The tenderness of the chicken.
Perfectly
Talk to me about
cooked.
that. Yeah,
Perfectly cooked. Pasta is perfect. Using the linguine with such a nice piece of chicken. Linguine is one of my
You're
favorite
making me
pastas. I know. I'm literally staring at it. I should be looking at
Yeah.
the camera talking to everybody, but it's very, very, very good. Lots of flavor in a somewhat, simple dish.
Yeah.
In a
Yeah,
sense.
yeah,
So
for
a
sure.
lot of packed with flavor on this
And
one.
the pasta's perfectly cooked for you?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah? Okay.
Oh yeah. Perfectly cooked.
Love it. Let's try our last dish.
So we
here.
had like a fun pizza here.
Yeah.
A little different than the last time we
Very
dined
much
here.
so. This is a cauliflower crust,
Yes.
which is on the healthier side.
It is.
It's also a vegan crust. Not the cheese. The cheese can be vegan. You can request it vegan, but this is
This is not.
right up my alley. Very healthy.
So we have on this side, we have the primavera. So we have literally all of our vegetables. We have spinach, broccoli, onions,
garlic,
garlic.
zucchini.
Yep. And some sauce and cheese as well. So
Okay.
I'm going to dig
Starting with that.
right into this one.
Okay.
And
That looks amazing.
It's cool too that you can go to a restaurant and you can get your indulgent pizzas. Like I've mentioned on basically every episode how much
Yeah.
I love the penne vodka pizza from here. But you can also get your lighter options, which is basically, primavera vegetables on a cauliflower crust.
Yeah.
You can't get any more light and refreshing
Yeah,
than
and
that.
you can never go wrong with a veggie slice for sure. How's the sauce?
and still jam-packed with flavor.
Yeah.
Still jam-packed with flavor. The crust, I want to just take a bite of the crust itself.
The cauliflower crust. Do you like it?
It's amazing.
Yeah.
Plenty of flavor. Crispy, like gives you an actual crust. Holds everything up perfectly well. This is not,
I thought it would like break.
This is not a light pizza. This has everything on it.
Yeah, it's looks heavy.
And the sauce is very, very light, very refreshing. I know I keep saying refreshing, but it's important to me, especially when we're out here dining in the heat.
Yeah.
The vegetables are just a nice addition on top of it. Altogether, it's
and I think what's
working
for
for me.
about Napoli's is that because a lot of their dishes are homemade, and it has that homemade feeling. Everything feels refreshing for that reason.
100%. That makes total sense, and that's what we love Napoli's too, because you're not always getting that homemade family feel, and they really do take the time into all of their recipes, which you can tell.
Yeah.
All right, next one.
Next one. This is the ciao bello.
The ciao bello. The ciao bello, which is totally customizable.
Yep, and you can choose either sauce or olive oil.
Yes.
On this one.
Yep. So this one has garlic, cheese, tomatoes, and tomato sauce. So we're gonna give this one a go.
And basil. Okay, this is also cauliflower crust. Delicious.
I don't know where cauliflower crust has been on my order, but Napoli's about to get a whole lot more cauliflower orders from downtown Hoboken, where my husband and I will be ordering from.
The flavors compared from this one to the other one, because this one has a little bit more veggies. What are we thinking when we look at both of them, when you taste both of them? Sorry, I have to let you eat. She has a mouthful, and I'm asking her all these questions.
This one is still, although it has less vegetables on it, it's so jam-packed with flavor. The sauce has that nice little sweet kick to it. The tomatoes add the perfect texture and also similar sweetness, and the cheese mixed on top of the cauliflower crust. It's just such a rich but light combination. This to me is like summer on a plate right here. This kind of encapsulates it for me. This has everything that you would need to feel like you are enjoying the pizza, especially for someone who can't have pizza if they're gluten-free. This is going to give you everything that you could possibly want, while still being able to keep it vegan or gluten-free, whatever the case may be.
$1 million question, Daria. Are you now going to be a cauliflower crust kind of girl, or regular pizza dough?
I will be definitely incorporating it into my Napoli's order from now on.
Good answer. She's going to incorporate it.
That's what I'm going to do. I can't give up, like I said, my penny vodka pizza from Napoli's, but I can definitely start incorporating cauliflower
I love
slices.
that. Amazing.
The ciao bello will definitely be on my order.
I can't wait to try it. I'm drooling over here. I cannot wait.
And I'm excited to try it with the olive oil on top too.
Yeah.
But I would say out of all three of these dishes, I mean, I would come back and order this entire meal again.
Yeah.
This is absolutely fantastic.
Which one has been your favorite today, if you had to pick one?
You see, here's my thing. Favorite pasta is that one, favorite crostini is that one, and favorite cauliflower pizza is this one. I can't choose one. I want all of them, and I'm so happy I did.
Well, there you have it, everybody. Daria, thank you so much for joining us today. I am so excited to keep doing this with you. Did you have fun?
I did. Thank you for having me.
Yes, you can find her at Hoboken Eats on Instagram. So go on and find her and look at all of the amazing things that she's in Hoboken. We'll see you next time. I'm Desiree Perez.
Peter Biancamano, your hostess with the mostest of the Pulse with Peter B. Folks, don't forget to go on our Facebook and our Instagram pages by searching The Pulse with Peter B, and like and follow us on each of those platforms. We're constantly updating those pages with previews of each week's segments and cool stories. Also, if you have any questions, feel free to reach out to our email address at thepulsewithpeterb@gmail.com.
Welcome back to The Pulse. I'm your guest host, Daisy Levine, and with me is my father, Adam Levine. Obviously not the Adam Levine, but welcome to The Pulse.
Thank you, Daisy.
So here we are with Adam Levine, local musician, and also my father. So I'm a little biased, but he's very, very talented. And we're here to talk about Hoboken's music scene. So you want to start off with something?
Sure. Well, you know, Hoboken's music scene is has evolved, or almost in a sense kind of unevolved. When I first got into town, I moved into town in '94. I mean, Hoboken was like rich with, with Maxwell's and Live Tonight, which became, maybe it had already turned over to Whiskey Bar. So like there used to be a bunch of places to go for original music here in Hoboken. And a lot of that's kind of gone away. So, things have changed over a little bit. There's a lot of cover bands out there, which is kind of a lot of what I've been doing, but.
Right. So you are playing, though, under the viaducts in like 2 weeks, is that correct?
On June 25th, I will be playing from, I believe, like 11 to 5 with some breaks and stuff, but I'll be doing my thing with my big old acoustic guitar, playing some songs. Maybe some things I wrote, but largely a lot of cool covers. Right.
I mean, I know like Replacements did a live album here. I know one of like My Chemical Romance's last gigs was at Maxwell's. I know that Nirvana's played here. I mean, not to say that you don't stack up with any of those big names, but I'm just saying, what do you bring to Hoboken? How are you going to revive this?
How am I going to revive this? Well, I don't know if I can revive this. The cover band scene is a lot of it's based on bars. There's a lot of places though where there's got some great music going on. I love to go check out the bands at Finnegan's. They always have a great live band there on weekends. They have their acoustic thing going on over the summer outside. And every here and there they'll have something. I play out every now and then, but really, like I said, the music is really just about keeping that scene is not about original music the way it used to be once upon a time. It's really changed over. But then again, I've changed over with it, so.
Right. I mean, I don't even really see a problem with that. I mean, I know that Hoboken is, college town, bit of a post-college town as well. There's, a bar scene, there's this, there's that. I mean, you could really I feel like people like, hearing Springsteen at a bar. They like all that whole thing. I don't see any issue with that, but, do you wish that there was a bit more of that original music out there?
We can all wish that it was out there, but I'm also, I'm cool with, like you said, the way it is, and we are only 1 mile away from New York City, which has a lot of live music options to us. So there's that. Sure. That's for myself, my playing, I'm not, when it comes to singing and playing guitar, I'm not the greatest singer in the world. I'm not the greatest guitar player in the world, but I tend to be more of an entertainer. So, if you come see me play, I put on a show. I don't just stand there in the corner. I kind of, I'll bludgeon you with my acoustic guitar, so I'll force you to listen, and hopefully that's not too irritating.
Right. So how would you say you got kind of started in this? Did you ever, play in Hoboken when it was Hoboken and buzzy with all that original sound?
Sure. If you go on YouTube, you'll see a video of me over at Maxwell's, like back maybe about 13, 14 years ago. So I mean, I was a little bit a part of it back then. I used to play in the city, and I'd cover, college bands and whatnot. But really, I've just kind of graduated into doing my own thing. And there's like a little scene of acoustic players, not unlike myself, who just kind of go from bar to bar and, keep the crowds there and entertain the masses.
Right. I mean, I think it says a lot to say that you're not, the background music playing, at the back of the bar. I think it's good, I always like when they're putting on a show, and I'm not just saying that because I'm your unofficial roadie, it's, I think it's nice. I think it's a good thing to kind of bring the energy up in a bar or a club over here,
Sure, except when people are dining. I like to kind of keep it a little bit chill when people are eating. But I tell you, when they're done with their dinner, we're gonna stand up and we're gonna raise the roof. That's what I like to do. So.
Yeah, no, I agree with that. I think that there could be restaurants could be a tough crowd for it, but we'll be right back with Adam Levine over here, my dad and semi-professional musician, to hear more about Hoboken's music scene.
Thank you so much.
And we're back with The Pulse. I'm guest host Daisy Levine, and with me is our musical guest, Mr. Adam Levine, local musician and my father, who's playing under the viaduct on Sunday, June 25th. So, Adam, tell me, what can we expect to hear?
Well, gosh, Daisy, you hear what you have to hear, when I'm practicing at my home and you're downstairs. But, I have a wide influence of things that I like to play. Not your typical cover artist. I like to interpret the songs that I play. I don't like to play the same songs that everybody else does, and if I do, I'm definitely going to do it differently. And you'll hear anything from like David Bowie to Elvis to a lot of 90s rock, maybe some 80s rock, power ballads, things that, that I like to, honestly, things that I like to listen to growing up. I was not one to say, oh, this is a popular song, I got to learn it now and try and get my crowd going. I really just think I have exquisite musical taste, and I just play what I like.
Right. I mean, you said growing up you did a lot of Battle of the Bands, and you never won. Is that
I
correct?
never won. Nope.
So
I said I'm an entertainer.
right, right. So maybe do you have any, good story to tell there?
Well, I don't know if I have a good story about Battle of the Bands, but gosh, starting out, when I went to University of Michigan, which is where I went to college, and I remember my first day as a freshman, and everyone was going to these parties and these frat parties, and it was just not my jam. And I just remember when I was on this porch, and I was looking to the right, and I saw this drummer playing, and they're playing Not the Carpet Ride. And I don't even like the song Not the Carpet Ride, but I just remember seeing this drummer playing, and he was into it, and the crowd was into it. I'm like, you know what, I can't do the party thing, and I can't do the fraternity thing, but I could definitely do the band thing. And sure enough, by January of that year, I was the lead singer of that band, which was a band called Mission Impossible that had been around for years in Michigan. So, we were killing it. I was getting more to play in those bands 25 years ago than I get now to play the bars, but it was a fun time.
Right. I mean, I know I go to Boston University, and we have Berkeley like 2 blocks up. So I know there's a lot of that scene in there. So, I mean, maybe, there's potential for, I'd say, like, Hoboken to regain that touch that's out there. I know that you'd think that a lot of college kids are mostly listening to all that, like, techno and frat music-y kind of stuff, but there's hard rock being played in a lot of those bands and real original music, so it's something to say.
Hey, well, to me, I love rock and roll. I love rock music. I like guitar music. I mean, I think that there's still some good young bands out there. There's a lot of good old bands out there. I was raised on Rush and, like I said, David Bowie and stuff like that. A lot of U2. Some of those bands are still out there doing it. Still doing a good job. But a lot of them are kind of gone away, and some aren't doing a great job these days. But it's kind of what it is.
I think everyone out there that's playing that rock music's doing kind of the same thing. I mean, a lot of them are kind of used to being that like background now. I know there's a lot of great bands out there that are stuck, playing like opening acts at Coachella, for a bunch of 12-year-olds. And it's, the music scene is evolving, but, I'm not saying you're going to sit here and play Dua Lipa for us necessarily, but,
I'm not even going to play any Adam Levine.
He's not even going to play any Adam Levine.
That other guy.
Right, yeah.
You know what I mean.
Yes. Has there been any confusion ever at your gigs?
Has there been? You know what? One funny thing. I remember when I was playing at event at the W Hotel, and it was an outdoor event, and somehow it got on the radio that because it was in the ads, and we were like just being completely unironic and saying featuring Adam Levine was going to be performing at the W in Hoboken. All of a sudden, something got on the radio with it, and all of a sudden everyone started calling to see, is this for real? And I mean, it was for real. It's just that
it wasn't
that.
the guy.
Who's this Adam Levine?
All right. Well, I'm sure you had some confused teenagers there, but, it happens to the best of us. We're happy you're still doing it and you're still carrying that Hoboken music scene for us. I mean, thank you so much to our musical guest here, Adam Levine. I'm guest host Daisy Levine. Thank you so much for the Pulse, and we'll be back.
Peter Biancamano back with you. Don't forget to watch us on cable access every Sunday and Monday at 9 a.m. Optimum Channel 18, Files Channel 46, and Comcast Channel 190. Also on Sunday mornings at 9:30 a.m., you can watch our show on our YouTube channel, and you can also binge watch all of our old shows. Who doesn't want to keep watching The Pulse with Peter B? We'll see you there. Welcome back to The Pulse with Peter B, and we are back at the beautiful Hoboken University Medical Center, located at 308 Willow Avenue. We were here last week with, of course, Dr. John Rimmer, and they were crazy enough to invite us back. But we have another special guest, and that is the Chief hospital executive here at HUMC, Dr. Anthony Gagliardi. It's so great having you on the show.
Great being with you, Peter.
Exactly. I know you think I was going to mess up on your title there. It happens. You know, I start talking fast.
I was worried about the last name.
No, come on, you got a paisan like me here. Dr. Rimmer mentioned last week that he's been here over a decade and moved up. You're relatively new at the hospital. I was wondering if you want to share your story with the audience.
Absolute opposite, that's right.
Exactly.
I'm actually been here at 5 full months now.
Wow.
No, actually 6. It's going to be 6.
Okay.
Yes, I was a Jersey resident my entire life, worked in New York almost all of my life. I'm a pulmonologist by training. Most recently, I was at New York Presbyterian for the last 10 years as the chief medical officer at Weill Cornell and Lower Manhattan Hospital. And I was attracted to come back to New Jersey. As a lifelong resident, I've always been unimpressed with the fact that New Jersey is either the New York part of New Jersey or the Philadelphia part of New Jersey. I really wanted to make sure that I could, in this phase of my career, to come back and support the state in which I've lived and specifically the county in which I live. I am a Hoboken resident for the last 12 years.
Exactly. And we won't say where because we're neighbors. Yeah. So, and we see each other all the time. And I couldn't ask for a better neighbor. So you mentioned you're a Hoboken resident. Why do you think it's important to have people who know the community so well represent the only acute healthcare facility in this town?
Well, I think having seen the show last week, John, I know, mentioned the fact that what are you looking for in a hospital? I think we have the beautiful combination now. We are a community hospital, high touch, not lost in an academic medical center. But we've had partnerships with some outstanding places. John mentioned Columbia, Columbia's physicians and surgeons that are coming here with respect to doing a lot of surgery in the GI area. We have a very strong affiliation with Rothman, which is a very large orthopedic practice, countrywide, but really based mostly out of the Philly area. And we have St. Peter's, which is an outstanding children's hospital that do a subspecialty clinic here with us, so that the folks in Hudson County and Hoboken have the ability to bring their children to absolute specialists and not have to leave that 1 1/4 square miles of Hoboken.
Exactly.
And I think that gives us that sweet spot, tertiary care and the ability to do it in a place that's navigable.
Oh, and that's absolutely fantastic. And I like the way you brought up the partnerships, because Dr. Rimmer brought up the partnerships last week. I spoke about my nonna last week and how the level of care she received here was beyond phenomenal. And there was a procedure she needed, a TAVR procedure that we didn't do here, that you guys don't do here at Hoboken University Medical Center. And immediately she was accepted into Columbia because of those partnerships, which is the center for excellence for that type of a procedure. So kudos to Dr. Toklu, who's one of your fine cardiologists here, and Dr. Abby Jacobs, who's also a neighbor of ours and, you know, one of the best doctors in this town, no offense to you or anybody else on the show. It just goes to show you that my grandmother was on a waiting list for an appointment for months. And when Dr. Toklu, was able to call Columbia, she was transferred the next day. So I can't thank Hoboken University Medical Center enough for that. And it just goes to show you the type of doctors that you have under your tutelage here.
And that's one of the true advantages of having a real strong partnership. And she went to the place where TAVRs were actually developed.
Correct.
First TAVRs in the country.
Yeah, no, absolutely fantastic. Well, we do have to go to a quick commercial break, but don't go anywhere, hopefully.
Okay.
More with Dr. Anthony Gagliardi here at the beautiful Hoboken University Medical Center. Right after these messages, we will be right back.
Welcome to Hudson River Care and Counseling. Hello, I'm Dr. Pam Pater-Ennis, the CEO and founder of Hudson River Care and Counseling with over 30 years of clinical social work experience and therapy. We are a progressive counseling and coaching practice with a diverse team that brings a holistic approach to clients. We offer support both in person and through digital platforms such as telehealth. Consider us a safe haven that you can trust with care for your mental health needs. Visit our website to set up a consultation today.
Welcome back to The Pulse, still here at the beautiful Hoboken University Medical Center, the only acute healthcare facility in this 60,000 populated, congested city of Hoboken, as we like to say. Still here with Dr. Anthony Gagliardi. Thank you so much for sticking with us during the commercial.
My pleasure.
Exactly. So something we didn't talk about, and shame on me, this is, where I lack hosting skills, I think, is we're in an actual, the emergency room here at Hoboken University Medical Center under all of this awesome equipment. I was just wondering if you can explain what we have around me here and possibly why this emergency room is state of the art compared to other hospitals in the area.
Be happy to. Look, when you need emergent care, right? That's when you really want to make sure that you're close to it, right? That's not something you want to travel to.
Absolutely.
You want to get your hip replaced, you can go to Oklahoma. But if you're really in dire straits, or one of your family members is in dire straits, you really want to make sure you're near a place that can really deliver emergency care, true acute care. And this is an example of one part of the emergency room. Every room isn't like that, but we have two sister rooms like this, where we can really do very, very sophisticated work on trauma, as well as acute interventions like acute heart attacks, et cetera. And the number of patients that come through the emergency room here in Hoboken are very significant. You can imagine we see all kinds of patients, car accidents and people getting hit by scooters and bikes, and people getting in bar fights and people falling downstairs, and then people who are coming in with a whole host of other maladies, clearly during COVID, with that illness as well. So this is a true multi-purpose emergency department that sees a lot of patients with a lot of expertise, and we're able to stabilize people here. In the instance that we'd have to transfer somebody out, we could do that, but we then can send them upstairs to our facility and make sure that they're cared for.
Absolutely. And let's talk about another highlight of the hospital, I believe, because my nephew and my two nieces were all born in this hospital. My brother found his wife, who was born and raised in Hoboken like he was, and they actually moved out to Morris County, but they still made sure to have their babies here. Let's talk about your maternal unit in this hospital, because it certainly is one of the best. What makes it one of the best?
Well, I think the hands-on, the high touch is a very, very significant component. We don't do high-risk deliveries, right? We're very smart about that. We make sure that those people are followed and may deliver other places. But that constitutes about 5% of all deliveries. So 95% of the people who want to have babies should have their babies here. We're very proud that all of our rooms are single-bedded rooms, which is very, very important for the patient, the mom, the baby, and certainly all the loved ones that come in to visit. So that makes it a very wonderful place. We have a lot of hands-on, high-touch caring that occurs with the babies. And then we have a neonatal ICU as well. It's a level 2 neonatal ICU, so the babies who are a little bit premature or need a little bit of extra care during the first hours or days of their life, we certainly have a wonderful place to put them with full coverage with neonatologists 24/7. So yeah. It's a happy thing. There's a song that plays every time a baby's born, and as an administrator in the hospital, I love to hear that song a lot. But it's really a very special. Every birth is very, very important. I think to go back to the emergency department and women's health, we see lots of patients. We admit thousands of patients per year. And you sometimes can get kind of gilded into what does that mean? But we always concentrate on the perspective of the patient, because the patient who comes, it's probably their first pneumonia. Maybe it's our 1,000th, but it's their first pneumonia. It's their first fall. It's their first broken arm. It's their first baby. And you have to see everything through that patient's eyes. And if you do that, then the experience that patient's going to have is very important. And that makes for just a wonderful symphony of the professionalism of the staff and the care that the patient feels that they perceive. That's the product that we want to deliver.
Absolutely.
We want to deliver true healing, a healing environment with competency.
That's phenomenal. And, I'm born and raised in Hoboken, and to be the first part safely, this is the place you have to come to for your child, correct? So
That's right.
We really thank you for your time. Dr. Anthony Gagliardi, the Chief Hospital Executive here at Hoboken University Medical Center. We hope to see you on a future show.
Thank you, Peter.
Absolutely.
I'll see you in your mom and dad's shop.
Oh, there you
in some
Mom
of
and-
the
There you go. You know, Dr. Rimmer didn't mention it last week, but I'm glad you did. Let me tell you. So I appreciate that. I really do.
Thank you.
All right, folks, join us next week for The Pulse on everything you need to know. I'm Peter Biancamano. I hope you have a great week, everybody.